Hello. I, it's the holidays. I thought, well, you know, let's buy some stuff for myself. I always do that, and then I always spend too much, and I buy stuff for other people and spend too much. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing well and excited about tarot. One of my purchases, I think I ordered, oh gosh, 7 new decks. Just, I don't want to talk about it, but I don't have them all yet. Some are coming from Italy, but yeah, so one thing I have been late kind of to the game is the Lo Scarabeo Museum quality decks, and I bought both of them. I bought the Sola Busca and I bought the Mondroni because, well, the Sola Busca is amazing. The Mondroni is okay, it's not my favorite, but the Sola Busca, of course, is a special place. Almost as nice as the Mantegna, but I love how delicate the Mantegna is as far as engraving. So I'm actually going to compare 3 of my Sola Busca. So I have the Lo Scarabeo Anima Antiqua, which is, the colors are different than the museum quality one. And then I have the Il Meninghello. No, not Il Meninghello. Risorgimento Italian Art, the Giordani Berti Editorio Maestro Berti's deck, which I like. But when you compare them, wow, there's some differences, and there's some restoration involved, and there's, I'm not a fan of restoration in historic decks unless it's putting decks together to make a complete one, but not altering the age of them. So in the museum quality series, you get this nice box, and it has a beautiful UV spot treatment on here. It's embossed, and it comes with a little ribbon. It came with a book. I'm just going to stick this down at the bottom. It's funny, the ribbon is short. In the Mondroni, it's a little bit longer. And I have a book here in, like, I think it's 6 different languages, and it only talks about the main cards, and it's Professor Andrea Vitali, historian of symbolism, president of the Cultural Association Litero.eit. And there's some notes here that they used, and this deck is previous deck belonging to the Marchesa Busca, born Duchess of Cerbellone family, married to the Busca family. Where is it now? I'm sure it says it, but anyway, so here's the book. It's of course, not much to it. So this, I am not impressed with the idea of museum quality. When I think museum quality, I think to be as original and specific to the original as possible. And the one thing that was really the museum quality is they're shiny, and the cardstock is just routine. It's not real. I don't know why they're saying museum quality. No, they're not. Same thing for the Mondroni. I think they really went crazy with the gold and the silver. And the price of it is kind of, I mean, this one was, I think, 45 or something. And the Mondroni is like 70 for, I think. So I was like, what the heck? The cards are bigger for the Mondroni. They're lovely size. But they did go crazy with the gilding, the silver and gold coloring, even to obscure a lot of the details, which, we're really you want to pay attention to. So first, let's look at size of these cards. And here I have the Anima Antiqua, which is out of print, Scarabeo, and notice these two, the colors are completely different. This one's sort of a softer, faded. This one's rich and dark. And compared to the Rinascimento, this one's greenish colored, yellowy green. And it looks like they are all from the same scans based on what I can tell. Let's see if I can... No, that's not good. There's some shine there. So, let's see, the Anima Antiqua is... Let's do inches. Maybe that's, yeah, 3 by 5.5. 3 by 5.5, and 3.25 by like 5.7 inches or so. So the bigger one is the Rinascimento, and you can tell it looks like it's been laid out on a here's the card, so you're getting the whole card and the edges, where here you see the edges here you get even more, so that's why they're a little bit bigger. Now for the Rinascimento, they slide wonderfully. They really do have a feel of, you could use these and have fun with them as far as gliding them over your hands. Same thing with the museum quality ones. And the Anima Antiqua, they're a little bit stiffer. None of these have gilded edges. The newest Rinascimento has gilded edges. It's called the Sola Busca Golden. I'm like, why do I need that? I think the scans are exactly the same. And let's talk about the colors. So here we got sort of a tomato red, here like a bloodier red, and here like a red orange. I don't really see, if you look, I'm looking at the boots, the knee, everything is exactly the same, but there is some wear there and wear there. So in this one, we can tell by the next card how much restoration has been done. Here we can barely see the MA, here we can see a little bit better. So the color treatments are here. Here it is restored. I believe I talked about this in this video. It is restored. So let's... Oh, and I should show the backs. The backs are fairly similar, almost identical. This one's very red. I love this one. And these are almost exactly the same, the color spattering. Let's see, I'm going to put 1, I'll put 2, 3. Put that extra light down there. Okay, so here you can see the restoration in this one. So I'm probably just going to, stop talking about this one because it's a restored one. It's not exactly like this. Now, when you're comparing this one and this one, so this one's more faded. This one, the colors are richer. I think they're darker, more vibrant. They really pop. And here they're kind of, the greenish cast is there. But you can see how this has flaked off, and they did a restoration as best they could with what it should be, which I believe is in another card, and they just moved it around. And let's go through the next one. Yeah, we have, see the Postumio, and then there's the 2, and then, yeah, the skull on the... This one you can really see the details. This one, they kind of are muddied a bit. In this one, they're there, it's just faded. So if you're looking for a Solabusa that is rich in color, I mean, look at those purple tights. The museum quality one would be the one to go for. And then if you can find the limited edition Anima Antiqua one, this one's great, but it is restored. And then you have the Rinascimento one, which is which needs a little bit of help. So I'm going to put my Anima Antiqua back. This was the first one in the series, and they really kicked it off with a beautiful deck, and I'm excited to see what they come out with next year if they keep it up. I'm hopeful they'll do a Mantegna. which would be wonderful. The Vecchetti was really good this year, I thought, and they did. Oh, the other one, the Vecchetti and the well, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's like a playing card deck. That one was okay. I realize they're getting at the history of tarot, but I did like the Vecchetti because it was not colored. It was very nice. They did a good job with that. Okay, so let's look at the next card. Oh, you see the red here? So this really, it's not restored, but the colors are beautifully vibrant. That's the one thing I can say about this museum quality one. The colors really pop out as compared to this one. Yeah, you can really see details here. So really, if you're really looking for, that purple, royal purple, the feet, little to no restoration done. Really, it's all about color adjustment. Yeah, I mean, look, gorgeous. And you would think a lot of times when you do the recoloration or you go crazy with it, sometimes it looks cartoony. This does not look cartoony. Some of the details, like the scales on the hat, have really popped. The gold line there. The faces, the same thing. Everything's looking fairly amazing. My plant keeps my Diffenbachia. Where is it? You can't see it. It's off camera. There it is. Yeah, I like the shading here, the little lines shading. It just pops more. The flesh looks like flesh. Here it looks like everybody has jaundice. I mean, I don't know what the originals look like. I'm fairly certain they're online and scanned at some place. Little heels. Yeah. Look at that. There's that Roman nose. Yeah, I mean, that purple is lovely. The greens are great. The reds, the purples, that rich purple. Here you can barely tell it's purple. It looks almost brown. There we go. Much better. There's a baby in the fire. Bebe. I just wish these weren't so glossy. I mean, they're fairly glossy. You see that? And here, little to no gloss. And they do slide really well over each other. But these do too. But these have a more natural feel to them. Mm-hmm. Just beautiful cards. I mean, they're so detailed. Very lovely. There's that SPQR. We got the moon there. That head with the spear thrust through the eye. The star. There is a book that accompanies. A Game of Saturn. I think it's by Peterson. Is it Peterson? It was put out by they put out the special edition books. It was put out. They were the ones who published it, but there was another publisher that came out with it earlier, and it went out of print, and then they got a hold of it and they put it out in a special edition. And it's difficult to get. I think you can get a copy on it for $85, but it's not the nice edition from, what's the publishing house? Imprint. I got one of their decks. They have one deck, but you could have gotten the kit, and they had their own Sola Busca. And I have no idea what it looks like. I don't have access to it. But Scarlet Imprint, there we go. Just tip my tongue. Scarlet Imprint. They do those amazing editions. I don't own any of their books. All I own is their one deck that they have. That's it's very nice. It's very dark, but they really do amazing work. But A Game of Saturn is the book that kind of explains the deck in more detail, and that's where you'd want to go if you want to. I think it's one of the I believe it is the book that really talks the most about the deck and in all over the, in its place in tarot history and all. Yeah, look at the details here. They're very muddied out there. Beautiful wings. You can see V, looks like VF on the column. But since I have access to interlibrary loan at my university, because I work in the library and I actually oversee that department, I'm trying to get a copy of A Game of Saturn. There are some libraries that do have it, so I'm trying to get it shipped to me so I can actually put my hands on it and look at it and see, is it something I want to invest in, because it is kind of expensive. It is out of print with Scarlet imprint, as far as I believe it is. They do like 3 editions. They do like a deluxe one that's limited edition, then they do like another one that's hardcover, and then they have like a paperback version of most of their books. Sabino. This is a rather cheeky deck, lots of buttocks. Ah, the Nebuchadnezzar card. Here you can see stars there. I like the color of the sphere. Uh-oh. I think the suits are, wow, the suits are different, in a different order. So let me go to that one. Oh, that's coins. That would help if I could actually... Here we go. Yeah, see, that is flaked off. And we have a 1 there. Yeah, the colors are just so much richer. Has anyone been tempted by the new Dante deck, Tarot of Dante? I have the older one with the beautiful art that's just lush and very artistic. The newer one is more technically detailed as far as the artwork. I've read some Dante because I had to in literature class, but it was only like a book of Inferno. One of that baby's face looks smushed, like it's looking down. His little peepees right there. Little peepee. There's a big woman who, you can see she's burdened. She's got her pubic hair, the boobs. Girl, you gotta get that look checked out. What the heck? You got a little lumpy boob there. Looks like either got fibroids or you smuggling M&Ms, girl. Okay, oh, look out, the red and the orange. I mean, really, there's a huge difference. This is like twilight time. This is like full noonday sun based on the colors. Yeah, I mean, look. Big difference. Look at the red of the ribbon. In fact, I'm going to switch these just to show you in different light, because it is an overcast day. I'm by a window, and I have a little hot light helping me out here. I'll shift these over too. It's funny, I flipped over, I have like a leather thing on this table. I flipped it over, and there was an SD card stuck in the nap of the suede on this side. And I thought I had stuck it up in a vacuum cleaner. I was so happy I found it. It just happened last night. I was like, it had been missing for months, and it had just gotten pushed under here. Yeah, look at that. The red, and then the orangey color here. It seems like you can see more details here because they're in the hair, his finger. I mean, I do love Rinascimento Italian art, and Giordano Berti. Giordano Berti. He's done some remarkable stuff. Lots of liner notes, lots of little white books. But I'm surprised at the difference of this. If anyone has the Scarlet Imprint edition, I'd be interested to see how that compares to these other Sola Buscas. Little dog. Beautiful falconer. Yeah, this is one of those cards. Comparing them, they look so different, the colors. You can see she has sort of a mirror, and she's fixing her curls or something. It's almost her toilet, like she's got like perfume or something there. Titian's Toilet of Venus. Okay, now let's find the other suit. There we go. Just a quick switcheroo. Clubs. Yeah, here it's flaked off. There's Mr. Saggy Scroat. And I believe that's meant to be a humerus, that enlarged scrotum. And typically, I know in Latin American countries, this symbol, this like heavy nuts symbol, heavy scrotum, it means you're not getting any. Like you're not emptying your seed, and so your balls get bigger, and that actually does happen. So he could be impotent, and he's not getting release. I mean, he has a little wiener there, the gland sticking out. I think a lot of people love this card. I know I do. It's just the little cherubic head with the Della Robbia type style laurel wreath with the fruit. But look at this. It's going right through his head, pushing through his forehead, going through his mouth and down through his chin. I mean, wow. The eyes upturned. Can you imagine this floating in front of you? It almost looks like there's a bit in the mouth. You know, like a horse bit. A horse tack. He's got a gourd. Lantern. And here his underwear is falling down. Another comical thing. But look at the beautiful blue garment. And then that royal purple there. And of course, purple I know in Roman times that was reserved for, senators and higher ranking people, because purple dye was so expensive to get. It was from a snail. And that's how they would get the purple dye. It was very, very hard to get. Not everybody had access to purple. Supposedly they didn't have a word for blue, the color blue. It didn't have a word. I don't know what it was called, but blue didn't have a word. I did notice that the borders for the cards are fairly consistent. I mean, they're not invented. They are the ones that are there. Here you can see them darker. It's like they've been touched up and painted. Like it's from the original, not invented. There's actually, it looks like some words there, but I can't make them out. You can see them there, like it's scratched into the color. Mm-hmm. Ah, one of my Page of Wands, one of my favorite cards of all the decks. I just love it. A younger guy, dagger, coin purse. The coin purse at some point went into the cod piece. The cod piece was where you kept your jewels and stuff, your family jewels, the money. But this one's dangling on his hand very daintily. He doesn't have much of a care. He's wearing very nice clothes. Hair is kept. He's wandering. His feet going towards the future. Sort of a agrarian landscape with sort of wheat, hills, maybe almost a dirt path he's going. Horse. You can see the horse's head is turned this way. Here, look how faded this looks compared. That rich blue and purple. But again, issues like the scraping there, little dot there, the issue there, it's still there, which is good. I mean, this deck has survived for, you know, for what it is. It's an amazing shape for us to still be able to really pick out details, and it's been, it's remarkable we still have access to what it would have looked like. Another interesting card with the man and the other man, almost like they're joined. That looks like Pan there. His cloven, hairy legs are covered. Pan, Bacchus, Dionysus. And there's like arrows, maybe? They don't look like birds, but they're like pointing up. The beautiful heart, which survives today in the Rider-Waite-Smith. Beautiful heart. Look at the red. And then how different the orange is with that. Beautiful. There's that skull there. Diaper man there. Look at the toes, and that is a it's called a Greek foot. It was considered the ideal, with the second toe longer than the big toe, and then they go down. Most Greek statues and Roman statues are like that, and there is a difference in toes based on where your ancestors are from, it is like Egyptian toes are pretty much a small slant down from the big toe down to the little toe, but this is a Greek and Roman foot. It's considered ideal because everybody had them there. But there are different, if you look, there's different people around the world have different feet, Asians and all, and you can actually trace a bit of your ancestry by looking at your feet because of the way they are, and your hands as well. So my hands, my middle finger is longer, with these two about the same size, and here again you see the toes, and my feet, my big toe is shorter than my second toe. My second toe is longer, and then they go down. So I have a Greek-Roman foot. Again, you can see it there. Once you see it, it's like, oh yeah. But I also have wide feet. So I need width. I don't like shoes that come to a point that hurts my toes. My mother said that it's because I was always barefoot when I was little. My toes spread out. I don't think that's the case. I think I just have wide feet. Yeah, look at the pants here. The hosiery. Here you can see flesh peeking through like it's come undone. It's a lute. That tree, that gnarled tree. Flowers in the hair. The horse doesn't look too happy, but you can easily see the horseshoes there. There's the curvature of the of the throne there. With that beautiful blue. And there's some of the things there. Looks like there's some chipping on this card. Yeah, right on the edge there. You can see it. And I haven't really done anything with his cards. I've flipped through them a couple times, but yeah. I mean, it's just, what can you do? He's got a dot there on his face. There's imperfections there. There. Right there. And this is the last suit. These are our cups. Koopa. Again, there's that. The 2 actually looks like 3, so I can't. Is that 1 and then 2 stacked? And then there's the 3. You got that purple there. Four, and the little cupid with the wings. That little tiny dog, what the world? I guess it's a dog. Yeah. The wheat, he's looking up at the sky. Those clouds. Little cherubs peeking, looking. You can see the face much better. And, oh, there's another floating head. Those look like nautical floats, but I don't think they are. But the flesh color looks like flesh. Another beautiful card, a page. The boys in the page cards always look sort of feminine, like they're prepubescent, or, you know, a lot of times boys are a little pretty, and then when they hit puberty, all of a sudden it's like, what the hell? Who hit you with the ugly stick? So it's almost like they're in puberty, or getting ready to go into puberty. The longish hair, very feminine. There's that horse, kind of is looking right at us. And then we have the queen here, the snake. Look at that red there on her foot. There's her foot poking out the wheel. And the king with, we have cups, so this is water. We have a beautiful pearl, huge pearl right there. Very young for a king, no beard. Eyes look a little weak. bird on a branch. And that's it. So this is the edition I have of the Renacimento. This is the, just the, I think this was the cheapy one. I think there's the art one. No, this is the art one, so this is the more expensive one. I forget. It comes with a sort of a bag, signed by Giordano Berti, and a facsimile letter. This is 647 of 700. You get a little book, and I'm going to put these back in the little gold lame, which is very thin, but it does fit in the box. And I've gone through these cards before. And speculated as to what was on them, who was on them, trying to read them. Bloop. And then there's a little blue, nice little blue tie there, where I can tie it up. This one it does not have a magnet. I'm gonna go ahead and put these down in here. You can see they all have rounded edges, which I forgot to mention. Thickness is fairly standard. The box did, in transit, did break in there with that holder. That's okay. The Tarot masterpiece of Italian Renaissance. I don't know what this Brera Eochi Apparetti. It says officially licensed product by that company. I've never heard of them before. Brera. This is I believe this was my great-grandmother or my mother. Might be my mother. Crocheted this. And I found this recently. And I thought, oh, that's kind of nice. Makes me feel like an old woman. But I like to keep the things that they've made. No one's probably ever taken a picture of this or even shown this. It's in really good shape. It's not stained. It's not really snagged. I have like a loose piece of yarn there. It's cotton. Yeah, I thought it was nice. A little doily. So one thing that's kind of exciting is AlitaStore.com. Alita in San Marino, Italy. They have a ton of really hard to find decks, and their prices are fairly reasonable. I tried to order last year and I got frustrated because they don't accept PayPal, and they had this whole like bank transaction thing I had to go through, and it just didn't do anything. Well, they do accept Visa and MasterCard. So I ordered 3 decks this week. The Corte Toroki, the 22 majors, that's Uminingelo. It's larger. I have the full deck, but I wanted the special one because it's a lovely deck. And then a Tarot Pinocchio by, of course, the guy who did Tarot of the Third Millennium. It's the 22 majors with a special limited signed engraving with it. The price for it was ridiculously cheap. I can't imagine why it was so cheap. It's limited, and it's his own work, an engraving of his that's numbered. And then a deck of it's hard to find. It's the stained glass deck by Scapini, Luigi Scapini, and it's a beautiful deck. It's very Kabbalistic, and I'm a fan of his, so I've been wanting to get it, and I haven't found anywhere that had it other than Alita, ALIDA store.com. It's funny, they gave me like a discount for shipping since I ordered 3 decks. It was like, and the euro right now is fairly weak, so it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio of what you pay, and maybe a little bit more. But they gave me like a 14 euro discount for shipping because I ordered 3 decks. They say it will take about 2.5 weeks to get, so that's kind of exciting. So they redesigned their website, and they actually commented with the guy who redesigned it. He's like, hey, check it out now on one of my videos. So I am going to say, if you were looking for hard to find decks, if you're looking for European decks that you can't get anywhere else, definitely go there. They have a lot, and it's a beautiful, I would love to visit there. They're on a huge cliff in like a castle. There are pictures on their website, but I'll put a link below. And I decided, I think I'm going to make this video at least 4K, just so you can see the details of the cards. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for so much support this year, 2021. You know, I reached more followers, more subscribers than I thought I would, which is amazing. And I'm talking about tarot, which I love, and I love collecting. And yeah, so thank you. Yeah, it's great, and I do love sharing my decks with you. Anyway, thank you for watching.